Hi, Ben here from Trident Fly Fishing. Today I've got with me the all-new Mystic Reaper X fly rod. The Reaper X has replaced the much-loved Reaper in the Mystic lineup as their all-around, do-everything freshwater rod. The old Reaper was one of our best sellers, so I'm really excited to get this new Reaper X out and see how it does. But first, let's show you some of the great features on this Reaper X. Starting from the bottom, we've got a double up-locking anodized aluminum reel seat and a nice carbon spacer. Overall, you'll see that the quality of the Reaper X is pretty consistent with what we've seen with the old Reaper. And, pretty much every quality overseas rod. Really nice build, but not something super standout. Moving on up, we've got a nice half Wells grip, and that transitions into kind of a maroon, deep red colored blank. Actually reminds me a little bit of the Sage Igniter, but is even a little bit more subtle. I'd say if you're not really looking at it, you probably just think it was black, but if you get it in the sun at the right angle, it has a really interesting sheen to it. In terms of guides, we've got high quality stripping guides and hard chrome snake guides. But now onto the important part, which is how this rod casts. So starting out at 40 feet, the Reaper X was definitely a stiffer, faster rod than the old Reaper. I was still able to hit the target consistently, but I just didn't have that same feel that I was used to on the old Reaper, and it's obvious that the Reaper X is faster, but also just designed as a more all-around, higher performance rod. Unfortunately, that comes with its drawbacks, and 30 feet, that was very obvious. As we moved back to 45 feet, I felt like the Reaper X really came into its own. Very consistent rod, nice accuracy. But there was one quirk about it, which was the tip bounce. And I was noticing a lot of tip bounce while casting. And what that does is it creates kind of a wave in the loop and makes it a little bit harder to make long distance casts with accuracy. It just makes that loop a little bit less stable. It's something that the majority of people probably shouldn't be worrying about, but if you're really looking for that clean, crisp loop, it's something that you definitely want to think about. That said, really solid performance at 45 feet. In its price range, got to be one of the top rods for sure. When we move back to 60 feet, that issue of tip bounce really becomes more significant. So even though they've sped up the rod and the old Reaper was really not a great distance caster, the Reaper X, higher performance, better at distance, but still not quite what we'd really like to see at 60 feet. And definitely if you're trying to bomb casts, this is not going to be the rod that you're going to want to pick. I really enjoyed casting the Reaper X, and I think overall it's a great value fly rod. It fits a little bit differently into the fly rod family than the old Reaper, so I really wish that they would have kept the Reaper and added the Reaper X instead of discontinuing the Reaper and replacing it with the Reaper X. I think that would have made a nice mix for, a softer dry fly rod and a more all-around series. But that said, the Reaper X is still a really solid performer and a very good value for the price point. The Reaper X retails for $2.99 and is available with free shipping from tridentflyfishing.com. If you got questions about the Reaper X or any rod in the Mystic lineup, give us a call at 888-413-5211 or email us 24/7 at support@tridentflyfishing.com. Don't forget to leave a comment in the box below if you enjoyed the video. I'm Ben, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.